Good morning, everyone. Um, this morning I wanted to talk to everyone about candy because candy is my new addiction. I love candy. Today we've got the good old Jolly Rancher Chews, Crunch and Chews, soft in the middle, hard on the outside, just like me, baby, just like me. Now, these are also Jolly Rancher Chews, but they're more of like the Starburst kind. What I mean by that is they're just chewy and they suck. And they're not really my favorite candy at all. But I bought them. These were quite the letdown because they are Starburst flavor morph and they're supposed to morph flavors. And there's only two kind, red and orange. Red and orange. That's all they come in there. And they don't morph flavors at all. They taste the same all the way through. So that was a bummer. I'm looking around my room to see if there's anything else that has to do with candy that I can talk about. Because, really, the reason I brought you guys here today, since I packed all of you guys up in a bus myself and brought you here, is not about candy. It's about drug use. Now, there are billions of people who constantly harp on and on about drug use, so really, there's not a fucking thing I can say about it that any of my Facebook friends haven't seen already or heard already. But I'm gonna pop off at the mouth with some shit anyway. Okay, so if you give a fuck, listen. If you don't, don't. But I just want to talk a little bit about my drug addiction. When I was 18 years old, I sliced my foot open pretty badly, and I almost lost my foot. And they prescribed me to a medication called Lortab. Yeah, like no one's ever heard of Lortabs before. They gave me 4 a day for like 3 months. And then they just said, hey, your foot's better. You don't need this anymore. You can walk. So, no more Lortabs. No more pain medicine at all. You're good. You're fine. That's what pain medicine is made for, right? To take away the pain while you're in pain. They wouldn't possibly think for a second that maybe, just maybe, people can become physically addicted to this stuff, right? Yeah. Not the good old people at Watson or Purdue or all of these other pharmaceutical companies that make all your pills. You guys know what I'm talking about. Your pills. So, I wasn't in physical pain anymore from my foot, you know? I did learn how to walk again. That's what happens. People get hurt, people heal. However, I was so hooked on those pain pills and didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. The entire time that I was laid up in the bed, popping these pills all day, feeling good, it didn't register in my head that the pills were what were making me feel so good. You know, I just thought, man, being weighted on hand and foot, no pun intended, or pun intended, when would I never not intend a pun? Ever. Why would anyone not intend the pun always? Anyway. I was fucked. I had to go find more pain pills on the streets because when the doctor took them away from me, I couldn't sleep anymore. My legs started going crazy at night. I started experiencing withdrawal. And, when that happens, it's worse than the pain that you could ever be in from anything, I think. And so you go find more dope. And what happened to me was I discovered OxyContin. Yay. And that stuff's way fucking more powerful than Lortab. Yeah, especially if you suck the coating off, crush that motherfucker down, and then find out your mom has 80s. 80s. Okay, I was buying the 40s. My mom had 80s on tab. So I would just take these motherfuckers from my mom all day. And I don't steal. I'm not a thief. But, you know, the addiction had control of my brain. So I couldn't, you know, that wasn't my mother I was stealing from. It was just I had to get what I had to get. So I was crushing up and snorting 5 or 6 OC80s a day sometimes. And, you know, this went on for 4 or 5 years before I discovered that you could smoke them. You could smoke Oxycontin off of aluminum foil. So I started doing that. And I did that for 3 years before, they don't make Oxycontin OCs anymore. The pharmaceutical company, Purdue, decided that it was being abused too much. So what are we going to do? We're going to make it where you can't crush it anymore, but you can still do the same things you could do with OCs. By the way, I'm not having a dope scratch right now. That's my nose running, and I'm wiping snot from my face. So I know everyone is all too familiar with this look from me, and I just want you guys to know that's not why I'm doing this today. Anyway, man, I am a fucking rambler, dude. Trying to get to the point here. And the point is, the fucking opiates, man, are evil. That's all this other stuff I've been telling you is just jibber jabber bullshit. The bottom line is the shit is evil. Stay away from opiates. Stay away from Roxy's. Don't smoke the shit. Don't crush the shit. You know, if your doctor even says, hey, you need to be prescribed a certain type of pain medication, Lortab, Percocet, Vicodin, Roxy's, Oxys, you know, Demerol, Darvocet, any of that stuff, man. It's all bad. Oxymorphone, you know, Dilaudid, which oxymorphone, that's Opanas. Everyone likes Opanas. Stay away from all that shit. It's fucking bad. It's evil, and there's no fucking purpose other than to get you hooked, so that way everybody on the street is feeding the economy. We're all feeding. Our economy right now is ran off cash money from the black market of pill poppers. You know, that's basically what the fuck it is. I know, because I gave $1 million. I don't even know how I acquired $1 million in my life, but I guarantee you I have spent or stolen $1 million. I put over $1 million street value of pills up my nose and in my lungs. Okay, and that's, you don't even want to know about the heroin, because that stuff, eventually the pain pills aren't going to be good enough for anyone, for you, for me. They just aren't. Smoking them's not good enough, so you got to shoot it up and do heroin all the time. I know about all this. I've been there, and I'm not glorifying it. It's not cool at all. It's actually quite shitty. And, you know, I don't want to go back there, so they call it service work. They call it fucking helping people. I've relapsed before. Many times I've relapsed where I've had a number of days of sobriety and just gone because I needed that high again, you know. And so I'm not perfect. No one is. But I can tell you that I don't want to go down that road again. I don't want to be a fucking junkie, thief, liar who steals from everyone and his own mother, his family, and his friends, and manipulate people into giving me money, and girlfriends, date girls just because they keep on buying me drugs because they like drugs. Who the fuck doesn't, you know? So no one's gonna learn a fucking thing off of what I just said, because millions of people on the internet all day and in the world talk about this shit and how bad it is. I've personally warned friends that I saw going down the same road of what was happening to them, and I lost one. He died. I told him, this shit's gonna kill you, yo. It's gonna kill me too, and you know, My friend who passed away always told me this shit's gonna kill you, Tony. You need to slow down. You need to stop. Moderation. You need to do everything in moderation. And I wouldn't listen. And I told him the same thing when he started to get bad off, and he didn't listen, and now he's dead. So this shit is no joke, people. I wish that there was anything at all I could say to just inspire one person not to fucking use drugs at all. I mean, pot's okay. I guess if pot's the only thing you do and you haven't graduated to bigger and better drugs, then smoke your pot every day. I don't really think that's going to affect anyone's life in a horrifying way. Like, oh my God, I'm going to go murder someone for a bag of weed. That's never going to happen. Or you're not going to lose sleep over not getting a weed fix. It's just, if it happens, you're a fucking pussy and you need to just shoot yourself in the face, really, because it's weed, people. Come on. But anything else, cocaine, pharmaceuticals, heroin, crack, Molly, ecstasy, MDMA, all that shit, stay the fuck away from it. It's no good. It's no good. So if anybody listened to this whole fucking rant, thanks for having a cigarette with me. Got ashes all over my laptop. I'm sick, but I'm not dope sick. So